Have you ever wondered why we, as humans, behave the way we do? This question is the gateway to the intricate and intriguing world of human psychology. It's a realm where emotions, cognitive biases, habits, and social influences collide and interact, shaping our thoughts, actions, and relationships. From the power of non-verbal communication to the complexities of mental health, the study of psychology offers invaluable insights into our nature as individuals and as a species. So, buckle up and let's delve into the fascinating world of human psychology. Our first fact revolves around emotions and their significant role in our lives. Emotions, you see, are like the unseen puppeteers of our thoughts, decisions, and actions. They are the silent whispers in our minds, nudging us towards certain paths and away from others. Imagine emotions as the colours on an artist's palette. Just as an artist uses different shades to create a masterpiece, our emotions paint the canvas of our lives, shaping our experiences and perspectives. They are the adaptive responses to the world around us, helping us navigate the maze of social interactions and relationships. When we feel joy, we are drawn to repeat the actions that sparked it. Anger, on the other hand, might prompt us to change a situation or stand up for ourselves. Fear can protect us from danger, while sadness can signal a need for support and comfort. Indeed, emotions serve as our internal compass, guiding our actions and interactions. Next, let's talk about cognitive biases. Now, cognitive biases are essentially systematic patterns of deviation from rational thinking or judgment. Picture them as mental shortcuts or heuristics that our minds use to make decision-making faster and more efficient. But here's the twist. These biases can often lead us astray, resulting in perceptual distortions and decision-making errors. Consider confirmation bias, for instance. It's our tendency to favor information that confirms our existing beliefs while ignoring or dismissing information that challenges them. Or take the availability heuristic, where we estimate the likelihood of an event based on how easily instances of it come to mind. These biases can warp our perceptions and lead us down the wrong path, making us jump to conclusions or make inaccurate judgments. But fear not, there's a silver lining. Being aware of these biases is key to clear thinking and effective decision-making. It's like having a mental map that helps us navigate the complex terrain of our minds. Now, let's turn our attention to the power of habits. Habits, those seemingly innocuous routines that we perform daily, can wield an extraordinary influence on our lives. They're the silent puppeteers pulling the strings of our actions, often without us being aware. How do these habits come to be, you ask? Well, they're born out of repetition and reinforcement. Each time we repeat an action in response to a particular cue, our brain strengthens the neural pathway associated with that action. Over time, the action becomes automatic, transforming into a habit. Here's the intriguing part. Habits can be both our greatest allies and our worst enemies. A positive habit, say regular exercise, can boost our productivity and well-being. It can be the ticket to a healthier, happier life. But on the flip side, negative habits like procrastination or overeating can shackle us in unproductive cycles, impacting our health and happiness. The power of habits isn't just limited to individuals, it ripples out, influencing our relationships, our communities, even our societies. Habits shape our world, one action at a time. But remember, habits, once formed, are not set in stone. They can be changed, replaced, or broken. It takes effort and persistence, but the reward is a more conscious, fulfilling life. So it's worth taking a moment to reflect on our habits, to understand their power and harness it to our advantage. Habits, though often overlooked, play a significant role in shaping our lives. Our next fact is about the plasticity of our brains. You see, our brains are not static. They are dynamic, constantly evolving and adapting. This fascinating property is known as neuroplasticity. Imagine a city where the roads are being continuously built, rerouted, and improved. That city is your brain, and the roads are neural pathways. Every experience, every memory, every thought, every emotion changes the structure of our brains, forging new pathways and strengthening or weakening existing ones. This is how we learn, remember, and adapt. But it's not just about learning and memory. Neuroplasticity also plays a crucial role in recovery from brain injuries and trauma. When a part of the brain gets damaged, other parts can sometimes take over the function of the lost area. a testament to the brain's resilience and adaptability. The brain's adaptability is truly remarkable, isn't it? Moving on, we come to the pervasive influence of social factors. As humans, we're inherently social creatures, and the impact of social influence is seen everywhere, permeating nearly every aspect of our lives. Let's think about conformity. It's a powerful social force that compels us to adapt our behavior, attitudes, and beliefs to match those of the group, even when we might privately disagree. This pressure to conform can be so strong that it can lead us to make choices that go against our better judgment. Then there's peer pressure. From the clothes we wear to the music we listen to, our preferences and behaviours can be significantly shaped by the desire to fit in with our peers. It's a potent force, particularly during adolescence, but it continues to influence us well into adulthood. And let's not forget about social norms. These unwritten rules of behaviour that guide our actions in society, teaching us what is acceptable and what is not. They shape our behaviour in profound ways, often without us even realising it. Finally, consider the role of social media. In today's interconnected world, social media platforms have become powerful tools for shaping public opinion and behaviour, amplifying the reach and impact of social influence. In conclusion, from conformity to peer pressure, from social norms to the omnipresent social media, the presence of others profoundly shapes our thoughts, feelings, and behaviours. It's clear that we are profoundly shaped by the social world around us. Next up, we have the complex nature of motivation. Indeed, motivation is like a multifaceted gem, with each facet reflecting a different aspect of what drives us to act. It is an internal force that initiates, guides, and maintains goal-oriented behaviours. It's what propels us to persevere, to change, and to establish and accomplish our objectives. Motivation is influenced by a myriad of factors, and it's essential to recognise that these factors can be as diverse as we are. Biological factors, for instance, include our physical needs for food, rest, and well-being. Psychological factors encompass our desires for recognition, respect, love, and belonging. Social determinants, on the other hand, involve the influence of culture, society, and our relationships with others. It's the interplay of these factors that shapes our motivation and, consequently, our actions. For example, our biological need for food could motivate us to learn a new recipe. Our psychological need for recognition might drive us to excel in our careers. Our social interactions could inspire us to volunteer in our community. But motivation isn't just about satisfying needs or achieving goals. It's also about our aspirations, passions, and the sheer joy of doing something we love. It's about the pursuit of novelty, mastery, and personal growth. Understanding motivation, in all its complexity, is indeed key to achieving our goals. It helps us identify what truly matters to us, propelling us towards a life of fulfillment and purpose. It's a crucial component in the journey of self-discovery and personal development. So let's explore, let's learn, and let's be motivated. Let's now explore the power of non-verbal communication. This form of communication is often overlooked, yet it holds immense power in conveying our emotions, intentions, and thoughts. Non-verbal cues, such as facial expressions, body language, and tone of voice, can sometimes convey far more meaning than words alone. For example, a simple smile or a furrowed brow can express joy or worry without uttering a single word. In the realm of interpersonal communication, these cues play a pivotal role. They can help to build trust, express empathy, and even diffuse conflict. A soft tone of voice can convey understanding, while maintaining eye contact can communicate sincerity and attentiveness. In relationship dynamics, nonverbal signals can serve as a barometer of emotional states and intentions. A partner's crossed arms might indicate defensiveness, while a warm hug can express affection and reassurance. However, it's important to remember that the interpretation of nonverbal cues can vary across different cultures and contexts. What might be seen as a sign of respect in one culture might be viewed as a sign of aggression in another. Nonverbal communication is also vital in professional settings. From job interviews to business meetings, our nonverbal signals can influence how others perceive us and ultimately the outcomes of our interactions. In essence, nonverbal communication is a silent language that we all speak. It's a language that conveys our thoughts and emotions in a way that words often cannot. Nonverbal communication, though silent, speaks volumes. Moving on, we delve into the constructive nature of memory. Contrary to popular belief, memory isn't a high-definition replay of our past. Instead, it's a clever yet flawed reconstruction of past events. This process is influenced by an array of factors, including our emotions, biases, and schemas, or mental structures that guide our perception and understanding of the world. Consider this. Have you ever reminisced about an event with a friend, only to realize you both remember it differently? This discrepancy arises because our brains don't just store information like a hard drive. Instead, they actively reconstruct the past based on the information we currently hold. Our emotions also play a critical role in this process. For instance, we're more likely to remember events that stir strong emotions. This phenomenon, known as the emotion-enhanced memory effect, helps explain why we remember our most joyful moments and our darkest hours with such vivid clarity. Our biases too colour our memories. We often remember the past in a way that confirms our current beliefs and attitudes, a concept known as confirmation bias. This bias can lead us to misremember information or even create false memories that align with our views. And let's not forget our schemas. These mental structures guide our understanding and interpretation of the world. They can influence how we encode, store, and retrieve information, thus shaping our memories. In essence, memory is a fascinatingly complex process, influenced by various factors and often subject to distortion. Our memories are indeed more of a reconstruction than a perfect recording. Our next fact is about the importance of attachment. Attachment theory, a cornerstone of psychological research, suggests that our earliest relationships with caregivers deeply influence our patterns of emotional and interpersonal relationships throughout our lives. These early interactions form the blueprint for how we perceive and navigate social connections as we grow and mature. Imagine attachment as a secure base, a home base from which a child explores the world. When this base is reliable, the child feels safe to venture out, knowing they can return to a source of comfort and security. This confident exploration fosters resilience, curiosity, and healthy social development. On the flip side, inconsistent or unresponsive caregiving can lead to insecure attachment. This pattern may create a sense of the world as unpredictable, fostering anxiety, withdrawal, or overdependence on others. But here's the silver lining. Attachment patterns are not set in stone. With awareness and effort, insecure attachment can evolve towards security. This journey towards secure attachment can lead to more satisfying relationships, better stress management, and overall improved well-being. So, while attachment theory underlines the impact of early experiences, it also highlights the human capacity for change and growth. It reminds us that our past can inform our present, but it doesn't have to define our future. In the grand puzzle of human psychology, attachment is a crucial piece, shaping our emotional landscape and the way we relate to others. Early experiences with caregivers indeed leave a lasting imprint on our lives. Finally, let's discuss the complexity of mental health. Just as our physical health is influenced by a myriad of factors, so too is our mental health. It's not a simple, one-dimensional construct, but rather it's a broad spectrum encompassing our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Let's start with genetics. Our genetic makeup can predispose us to certain mental health conditions. However, it's important to note that genetics alone doesn't determine our mental health. It merely sets the stage, and environmental factors play out the scenes. Environment and life experiences are two other significant players in this intricate performance. Stressful life events, trauma, or adverse childhood experiences can contribute to mental health disorders, but it's not just about the negative experiences. Positive environments and life experiences can bolster our mental resilience and promote mental well-being. Then there's social support. Having strong supportive relationships can act as a buffer against mental health problems. It's like having a safety net that catches you when you fall, providing comfort, reassurance, and a sense of belonging. Lastly, we cannot overlook the role of lifestyle factors. Regular physical activity, a balanced diet, adequate sleep, these aren't just good for your physical health, they're equally important for maintaining mental health. Mental health, as we can see, is a complex interplay of various factors. Understanding this complexity helps us appreciate the importance of a holistic approach to mental health care and prevention. To recap, we've explored some fascinating facts about human psychology. We've seen how emotions, often acting as adaptive responses, guide our thoughts and actions, and how cognitive biases can skew our perception and decision-making process. We've delved into the power of habits and their profound impact on our daily lives. We've discovered the brain's remarkable plasticity, allowing for continuous learning and adaptation. We've discussed the pervasive influence of social interactions, shaping our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. We've examined the multifaceted nature of motivation and its pivotal role in driving behavior. We've looked at the potency of non-verbal communication, often conveying more than words alone. We've explored how memory is a reconstructive process, constantly reshaped over time. We've learned about the importance of early caregiver relationships in shaping our future emotional bonds. And finally, we've acknowledged the complexity of mental health, affected by a myriad of factors. Understanding these principles can indeed provide valuable insights into the human mind and behavior.